Hi everyone, welcome back to this session. And in this session, we will discuss the basic of HTML. And as we discussed earlier, the foundations of front-end development are the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Here, JS stands for JavaScript, and by the way, this is not the official logo of JavaScript. So we will start from the HTML, then we will cover the CSS, and then we cover the JavaScript. So let's start with HTML. So as we know, so let's have an overview of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And HTML stands for hypertext markup language, and it's basically define the structure of web page. And JavaScript is for interactivity with user, and it is basically the handle the behavior of the web page. And CSS stands for cascading style sheet, and it is basically for cosmetic changes. It is basically styling and presentation of the web page. So if you relate your human body, so if body with bone on, if there is no skins and nothing else, then that is you can relate the HTML. That is the structure. This is the structure of a human body. It's the and once they have skins or something else, then this is the JavaScript. And once they have clothes and everything else, they so and they use the cosmetics to look pretty cool, then that is the CSS. So what is HTML? So in this session, we will cover what is the HTML, basic tags of HTML, elements of HTML, how we can design the structure of a page by using HTML. So let's start from the beginning. So what is the HTML? HTML basically stands for hypertext markup language. HTML standard for hypertext markup language. And in this here we have to know about what is hypertext and what is the markup. These are two important words. So hypertext means text which references or hyperlinks to other text. Basically, any text which redirects to some other web pages, which redirects to somewhere else, that is the hypertext. And hypertext contain the hyperlink, and hyperlink means the link of the another web page. So hypertext is basically a reference which redirects to another web page. By clicking that particular text, we will redirect to another web page. Hyper is basically a Greek word which means over or beyond. And first idea came for hypertext for the Vannevar Bush, USA in 1945. So hypertext are in simple terms, hypertext are all the links text are the hypertext. Basically, anchor text in the HTML, you can say that the hypertext. So hypertext are the basically links which redirects to another page. So in web page, you can see that there are many links like the menu bar and links inside the pages and the link, important links on the footer. So those are the hypertext. Markup. So back in the olden days when dinosaurs had to annotate manuscripts to be printed, like I want this word to be emphasized, really. So this was the called markup. Markup are basically HTML building elements, HTML building tags. So which builds the markups are basically building blocks on the HTML, and which can be embedded inside the any programming language, or inside markup you can embed the code of different programming language. So basically building blocks of HTML known as markup. So similarly, HTML just text with some extra tag. You can say that this is the emphasize tag, and you uh, see that there are a syntax, basically em and em, hello. So button, submit. Tag describes the structure and the content of the page. Basically, these are the tags, and tags describe the structure and the content of the page. Tag, basically most of the tags come in the pairs, open tags and the close tags. You can see here em, this is the opening tag, and with the slash em, this is the closing tag. And in between the tags there are some text which will be seen in the browser. So this is the basically tags which define the structure and content of the web page. So this is the simple HTML5 page. This is the suppose this you have to write a HTML page. So this is the basic structure of HTML5. You can see this is the doc type, and here HTML, and the opening HTML. This is the closing HTML. This is head, and this is the closing head. This is the title, is which can be seen on the browser tab, and this is the closing pair of the title tag. This is the body tag. This is the closing body tag pair. This is the starting opening tag. This is the closing tag, and the text, everything within the body can be seen in the browser. Everything within the head cannot be seen in the browser. Even you can see the title on the browser tab. So HTML web page is basically a digital document, and to it's basically static page which state cannot be changed. Once you it's basically digital format of your any document, the plain simple static format, and that cannot be and it is stateless, it cannot change the state. So mostly page types on the HTML are the statics, and on the if you want to make any page dynamic, then you have to use server-side scripting like PHP, JSP, ASP, and server-side JavaScript. And the different they every language has their own syntax, their own extensions to save the file with. Like HTML have .html or .htm extension. So let's write some code. But before writing some code, we should have a setup. Like if you are going on a war, then we must have weapons by using which we are going to fight for. So like if you are going to code, you must have some necessary setup. So initially, uh, I suggest we will everyone have a code editor. I will suggest VS Code, and a browser. I will suggest Chrome, but you can use another code editor or another browser. Like different options of code editor is Sublime Text, brackets, Atom, etc., and browser Mozilla, Edge, etc. So you can download the Visual Studio Code by going to the official website. So you can download the file for your respective operating system. If you have the Windows, then you can download this one. If you have the Linux, you can download any one of these. If you have the Mac, then you can download any one of these. And Chrome, most of the people already have Chrome or any other browser like Mozilla, Edge. etc. So you guys don't have to worry about Chrome, but if you want to download Chrome, the Google product, so you can find the Chrome here and you can download the Chrome from the official site. Just click on download here and you will see a file will be downloaded. So let's go deep dive into the HTML. So let's deep dive, recap the what is HTML, what are the tags, what is the markup, and what are the other things related to HTML. So HTML is a language for describing a web pages. So HTML basically a language which describes the structure of web pages. HTML standard for hypertext markup language. So it's basically it's standard for hypertext markup language. So HTML is a markup language. A markup language is a set of markup tags. As we discussed, basically markups are the building block of HTML, and tags which define the structure of web page or structure of the content. So markup is basically set of markup languages. What is the markup language? It is the set of markup tags. So and tags describe the document content. Tags describe the basically document structure, document content structure. And HTML document contains HTML tags and plain text. HTML documents are also called web pages. So from the beginning, what is the HTML? HTML is a language that describes the web pages or structure of the web pages, and HTML is standard for hypertext markup language. So that's why HTML is a markup language. A markup language, what is the markup language? A markup language is a set of markup tags. What are the tags? Basically, tags describe the document content or document structure. And in HTML, and HTML document contains HTML tags and plain text. Further, we see the how tags define the document content, tag describe the document content. Or most so, HTML documents contain HTML tags and plain text. In HTML, there is nothing apart from HTML tags and HTML tags and plain text. So HTML documents are also called web pages. So if we tell about web page, so web page is nothing but this is the HTML document or your digital document. So HTML documents are mostly called web pages. So what are the HTML tags? HTML markup tags are usually called HTML tags. HTML markup tags are usually called markup tags. Sorry, HTML markup tags are usually called the HTML tags. So all the markup tags inside HTML are known as the HTML tags. HTML tags are basically keywords which are surrounded by angel brackets, like you can see this HTML. This is the angel bracket. HTML tag, this is basically name of some kind of keyword or tag name which is surrounded by the angel brackets. Like you see, this is the HTML and it is surrounded by angel brackets. HTML tag normally comes in pairs like B and B. So every HTML tag is come in pairs. Basically, there is a one opening tag and correspond to opening tag there is a closing tag. And closing tag always you have a slash. So HTML tags normally comes in pairs, like this is the B tag, this is the opening one, and this is the and second one is this flag. This is the closing one. So first tag in the pair is the start tag, and second tag is the end tag. So in this one, this is the start tag, and this is the end tag. The end tag is written like the start tag with a forward slash before the tag name. You can, if you can see that both tags are written in same. The only difference is in start tag there is a forward slash. Start and end tags are also called opening and closing tags. They are also known as opening tags and closing tags. So this is the basic HTML tag syntax. This is so for opening tag there is tag name. For closing tag there is tag name with forward slash, and they are enclosed with angel brackets. And in between opening and closing tags there will be content. So these are the tags in HTML. HTML elements. HTML tags and HTML elements are often used to describe the same thing, but strictly speaking, HTML element is everything between the start tag and end tag, including the tags. If we can say that about tags, so right, this is the element from this opening tag P to closing tag P, including this is a paragraph. This whole thing is an element. But if we remove this is a paragraph, then P and P is tag. Simply opening tag and closing tag. While this whole thing start from opening tag P and end with closing tag P, this is HT complete thing is HTML element. Web browsers. The purpose of a web browser such as Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, Firefox, Safari is to read HTML documents and display them as web pages. So browser only understand HTML, and browser display the HTML web pages to the user. Browser show the content of HTML web pages to the user. So browser does not display the HTML tags, but use the tag to determine how the content of HTML pages is to be presented and display the user. Basically, browser only display the content of the page, but based on the tag. Tag determines how the content should be displayed or should be presented to the user. That is decided by the tags, and based on the tag, browser decides how to display the content to the user. This is the structure of HTML. This is HTML opening tag, and this is the equivalent closing HTML tag. This is the HTML head, and this is closing head tag. This is title tag inside head tag. This is the closing title tag. This is the body, and this is the closing body tag. This is the opening header H1 heading tag, and this is the closing H heading tag. So everything in between the body, everything in between the body is displayed to the user. I mean, everything user can only see the things which is inside the opening and in the, closing body tag. While head is basically for informational purpose, and it contains some meta information related to page like title and other meta information regarding the page document. So this tag is not displayed to the user. I mean, browser don't display this information to the user. Instead, only title can be seen in the browser tab. You can only see the title of the web page in the browser tab, but information inside the head tag will not be displayed to the end user. So HTML doc type declaration. The doc type sorry. The doc type declaration must be very first thing in your HTML document before the HTML tag. As we see, this is the structure of HTML tag, but doc type declaration should be the first thing before this thing, before we start opening HTML tag. Why? The doc type declaration must be the very first thing in your HTML document before the HTML tag. The doc type declaration is basically not an HTML tag. It is an introduction to the web browser at what version of HTML the page is written in. Basically, doc type tells the browser version of HTML. So in this version, this particular page is written. So doc type is basically gives an introduction to the web browser about what is the version of HTML in the page is written in. So always add the doc type declaration to your HTML document so that the browser knows what type of document to expect. So we should always add the document type declaration to our HTML document before the opening HTML tag so that browser knows which type of documents uh, browser should render to the end user. The doc type tag does not have end tag. The doc type declaration is not case sensitive. So in tradition, doc type is only is that doc type have only opening tag. It does not have an end tag, and doc type declaration is not case sensitive. You can uh, standard is to keep doc type all the letters in caps, but you can use you can write all letters small as well. So it is not case sensitive, but I recommend to always write in the caps. Save your HTML. When you save an HTML file, you can use either the .htm or .html file extension. There is no difference. But standard is to use .html extension. You can even use .htm, but try to use .html extension. So this is document type declaration, doc type HTML, and this is the HTML opening tag, and this is the HTML closing tag. In between HTML tag, there is head tag and there is body tag. This is opening head tag, this is closing head tag. This is opening body tag, this is closing body tag. In between the body tags, there are heading tags, H1 tags, and a P tags. So HTML headings. Now HTML headings are defined with the H1 to H6 tags. So there are 6 types of headings in HTML from H1 to H6. H1 is the main headings which are bigger in the size, then H2, then H3, and as we go to H1 to from H1 to H6, size of heading will be decreased. So these are the headings H1 to H5, H1, H2, H3, H4, H6. H1 is the biggest, then H2, then H3, then H4, then H5, and H6 is the smallest. And HTML paragraph. To write a paragraph, there is a tag P. HTML paragraphs are defined with the P tag. So there is P tags always come in a pair. So inside the pair, you can write your paragraph text. So this is the P opening tag, this is the P closing tag. HTML links. HTML links are defined with A or anchor tag. So you can see this is a link. There is an opening anchor tag and there is a closing anchor tag. But you can see there is an attribute HREO, hyperreference, inside opening anchor tag. This is as we discussed HTML hypertext thing. This is a link is hypertext because there is a hyperlink which once we click this is a link, it will redirect to www.google.com. So HTML anchor tag must have one attribute, and that is href. There are some another attributes which we will cover later. So HTML images. HTML images are defined the img image tag. So HTML image must have one attribute, and that is src, passed to the image location of the image. There are also some other attributes like alt, width, height. So image tags don't have the closing tag. Image tags are self-closing tags. So HTML elements, and HTML element is everything from start tag to end tag. So this is start tag, this is end tag. From start tag to end tag, everything is HTML element. Similarly, this is start tag, this is end tag, everything is HTML element. The first tag in a pair is the start tag and second tag is end tag. Start and end tags are also called opening and closing tags. The end tag is written like a start tag with a forward slash before the tag name. The element content is everything between the start and end tag. The element content is everything between the start and end tag. Some HTML elements have empty content. Some HTML elements have empty content like BR tag have empty content because there is no any closing tag. There is nothing to we can't have content for BR tag. Empty contains are closed in start tag. Most empty contain empty sorry some elements have empty content. Empty elements are closed in the start tag like BR tag. And most elements can have attributes. So like we see on enter tag and image tab, there are attributes. So most elements can have attributes. So empty HTML elements with no content are called empty elements. The elements which don't have any content, that is called the empty element. BR is an empty element without a closing tag. BR tag don't have any closing tag and it's also known as self-closing tag. BR tag defines a line break. So we don't add any content for BR tag. So and it's a self-closing tag and it's also known as empty element. Use lowercase. HTML tags are not context sensitive, but W3C recommends lowercase. W3C World Wide Web Consortium standard also recommends recommends we should write the HTML tag in the lowercase. Or tags are not case sensitive, but we always write the tag in lowercase because it's the recommendation by W3C. HTML attributes. Attributes provide additional information about HTML elements. Attributes are always specified in the start tag. Attributes provides additional information about that particular HTML element and always specified in the start tag. Attributes come in name value pair, like always come in name value pair, like name equal to inside double quotes value. So attributes always come in the name value pair. Attributes value should always be enclosed in quotes. Like this value should always enclosed in a double quote or single quotes. But tradition is double quotes. Attribute names and attributes values are case sensitive. But as we see, tags are not sensitive, but attribute names and attribute values are case sensitive. Like in this anchor tag, this attribute name is href and value is google.com. So this value is case sensitive. Names attributes are case sensitive. HTML headings. Headings are defined with the h1 to h6 tags, like h1 to h6. So always in the web page, most important heading is defined by h1 tag, then and the least important headings are defined by h6 tag. So h1 defines the most important thing, h6 defines the least important thing. So most important thing by h1, then important, then h2, then h3, h4, h5, and least important is h6. Use HTML headings for headings only. Don't use HTML headings to make text big or bold. HTML headings are an important aspect of while we writing a web page. So only try to use these tags once you need an HTML heading. Once you need an heading, don't try to use these tags for making anything bold or strong, because these headings used for SEO. So search engine use your headings to index the structure and content of your web pages. So search engine use these headings to index the structure and content of your web page. Any given HTML document can only ever have one H1 heading. However, there are no restrictions on how many other levels of headings you can use. For any given HTML document, there can have only one H1 heading, and for others like H2 to H6, there may be more. But recommendation is one H1 heading, two H2 heading, and for four H3 or H4, and then H5 and 6 you can use many times. Don't confuse the concept of HTML headings with the head element. HTML headings are different aspects, and head element HTML head element is a different aspect. So don't confuse the things. HTML lines, the HR tag or horizontal tag creates a horizontal line in an HTML page. So HR tag creates a line. HR means horizontal. Like if you want to a horizontal line between these two paragraphs, so this is the first paragraph, and then HR tag, and then the second paragraph. Then HR tag will create a horizontal line between these two paragraphs. HTML comments. Comments can be inserted into the HTML code to make it more reliable and understandable. Comments are ignored by the browser and are not displayed. So basically, we use comment to make HTML code more readable or understandable. And basically, comments are ignored by the web browser. Web browser don't render the comments, and also comments are also used for debugging purpose. So this is the syntax of HTML comments. This like tag, and this is the comment. So this is the syntax of HTML comment. Inside these two things, this is a comment is a basically comment text. HTML paragraph. Paragraphs are defined with the p tag, and this is the paragraph. We discussed opening p tag and closing p tag in between the paragraph text. HTML line breaks. Use the br tag if you want to line break without starting a new paragraph, and the br element is an empty HTML element. It is no end tag. So if you want to line break without starting a new paragraph, so you can use br in between the paragraph multiple times. Like this is br, a para, br, graph with line break like this. HTML text formatting. There are B tag to bold the text. This is strong tag. There's a single job. I mean bold the text, but in strong manner. I for italic, emphasize for this is emphasized text. Quote, this is computer output, and there is SUP or subscript or superscript code. This is subscript, and this is superscript. P, do not forget the guy. This is a mark tag. Often strong tag render as B tag and emphasize render as I tag. However, there is a difference in the meaning of these tags. B or I defines bold or italic text only, while strong or EM tag means that you want the text to be rendered in a way that the user understands as important. So strongly we forcing the things here. So making the text that user understand as important, we use strong and EM, while B and I only makes them bold and italic. HTML link. A hyperlink or link is a word. Hyperlink or link is a word or group of words or image you can click on to jump to another document. Simply hyperlinks inside the hypertext, which redirects to another document or another web page. So it is a word, a group of words or image that can click on to jump to another document. So by clicking on a word, a group of words or an image, once you click there and you will redirect to another web page or another document. So that is a hyperlink. When you move the cursor over a link in a web page, the arrow will turn into a little hand. Mostly once you take cursor over a link, then your arrow will turn into a hand. The most important attribute of the anchor element is the href attribute, who indicates the link's destination. Href attributes specify the link destination, and this is the must-have attribute for the anchor tag. Like anchor tag must have an href attribute because it specifies the link destination. So by clicking this text where user should go. HTML links, the uh, target attribute specify where to open the link document. Basically, their attributes named target inside the anchor tag, and it specifies where to open that particular document, that particular new web page, that particular link. The example below will be open link document in a new browser window or a new tab. Here you can see that target is target is blank. So this will open the document google.com in a new tab or new browser window. So there are values of the target attribute. Blank opens the link document in a new window or tab, while self opens the link document in the same frame as it was clicked. This is, and self is the default value of the target attribute. HTML links, the ID attribute. The ID attribute can be used to create a bookmark inside an HTML document. Bookmarks are not displayed in any special way. They are invisible to the readers. So an anchor with an ID inside an HTML document. So this is anchor tag, our ID equal to tips and useful tips section. Then create a link to useful tips section and inside the same document. And in href, we are using ID as ID in href section. So once we click on the visit the useful tips section, then it will go to the this particular section, or create a link to the useful tip section from another page. We can also create the link to useful tip section from the another URL or another page. So here this is the URL, and you can see ID is appended at the end by with hash. So once we click on this, this will go to this useful tip section. HTML head element. The head element is a container for all the head elements. Element inside head can include scripts, instruct the browser where to find style sheets, provide meta information, and more. So the following tag can be added to the head section. Like inside head section, there will be title, tag, there will be style tag, there will be meta, there will be links, there will be scripts, there will be no scripts, and many more. HTML title element. The title tag defines the title of document. The title element defines a title in the browser toolbar. The title tag defines the title of the document, and the title element defines a title in the browser toolbar. Provides a title for page when it is added to favorites. Display a title for the page in the search engine results. So this is the document title, and you can see this particular title in the browser tab. And this is basically used by search engines to find the page too. HTML link. HTML link tag defines the relationship between a document and the external resource. The link tag is most used to link to style sheets. So this inside here, real tag equal to style sheet and type equal to text or CSS, and inside href location of your style sheet. So link are mostly used to add a style sheet. You can add tab icon and other things. HTML style element. HTML style tag is used to define style information for an HTML document. And inside style element to specify how HTML elements should render in the browser. So basically, these are also internal CSS. You can write internal CSS inside the style attribute. And HTML metadata is information about data. So metadata is basically information about the data. The meta tag provides metadata about the HTML document. Metadata will not be displayed on the web page but will be machine parsable. Meta elements are typically used to specify page description, keywords, author of document, last modify, and other metadata. The metadata can be used by web browsers how to display content or reload page, search engines, keywords, or other web services. Like here are some meta information like meta name equal to keyword and content or HTML, CSS, XHTML, XML, JavaScript, and meta name is equal to description. Free web tutorials on HTML, CSS, and HTTP meta HTTP equivalent to refresh contain 30 seconds. HTML image tag. In HTML images, images are defined with IMG tag or image tag. The IMG tag is empty, which means uh, that it contains attributes only and has no closing tags. Hashtag is also self-closing tags, so and it don't have the closing tags. To display an image on a page, you need to use SRC attribute. SRC stands for source. The value of SRC attribute is the URL of image you want to display. So inside image, SRC is a must-have attribute because it describes the location of the image, and it has the URL of the image you want to display, and there you can add another some other attributes like width, height, and altitude. HTML image is the alt attribute. The required alt attribute specify an alternate text for an image if the image cannot be displayed. So in case image is broken, image URL is broken, then instead of showing a broken image, alt text and alternate text will be displayed there. The alt attributes provide alternative information for an image. If a user for some reason cannot view it because of slow connection or an error in the search attributes, or if user uses a screen reader, so alt attribute will be displayed in case of the image broken image icon. HTML images set height and width of an image. The height and width attributes are used to specify the height and width of an image. Attribute value are specified in pixels by default. So this is the structure image SRC. This is the image URL, and this is the alt text, and this is the width and height. We don't have to write pixel because it is by default. So we just add number in the width and height. So these are the image tags. Later uh, we will discuss. So thank you, and we will discuss the later other part of HTML like tables, forms, and other things in the subsequent lectures, subsequent sessions. So for now, this is the uh, for today, and hope you enjoy the learning. Thank you.